Hello everyone, Nicky Hawkins here, West Ham Fan TV. Another one of these videos that unfortunately I'm not going to have to do without any of the fanfare, without any of the banners or sets. Now, there's one thing I want to discuss today, and that's the standing and the stewarding issues at West Ham United. Now, as you've seen all over the news, there's been pockets of violence at the London Stadium. People, having real fights. There was some home fans that got into the away end on Saturday. Now, I'm not condoning it. Like I sat in my car before and I'd done one for the Man United when they, the bottles were being thrown and whatever, and I got a lot of stick for that. I can only report what I'm seeing in the stadium. I'm a West Ham fan, by the way, so if you're watching this and you don't like what I'm going to say, just turn off now and let me just have my say on what I see. Now, standing is obviously an issue in the Premier League. The Premier League rules state that you're not allowed to excessively stand. Now, they don't say that standing's illegal. They don't say it's banned. It's excessive standing that they're trying to clamp down on. And I must say, it's obviously an issue that they're raising because of the the capacity going up to 66,000. Now, I can understand fully that they're Premier League rules, but this is my solution about what they should be doing and what they should be implying and implementing on a day. Now, I'll get into the stewards after, but the issue of standing is, unfortunately, in every walk of life, there's going to be people that, they go against the grain. They don't want to be told what to do. Premier League football is a very passionate and, an adrenaline-fueled sport. There is times when I stand up and I sit in the upper tier, I can see everything, but most of the time I sit down. But it's a very passionate, adrenaline-fueled sport. The problems is, I think there's a few. I think the one of the problems is that we've moved away from our home. Obviously, there's a lot more people in the ground. A lot of new people coming to the football these days, bringing children, bringing kids, whatever. I made some comments on post-match point. If you want to go back on post-match point and see what I think about the new breed of ground, that's you can go and do that. I'll leave a description in the link below, link in the description below. But people will stand at the football, and I don't think the issue is so much the standing. I think the issue is the punishments for standing. The club are threatening to life bans for people for standing up. Now that, you've taken the money off of people. People will stand, and the more you keep on telling them not to, the more some people will persist to stand, unfortunately, and that's just the way some people are. But what's happening is, the reasons why the violence are happening is, this is my reason. There are some people obviously that want to sit. There's some people that want to stand. There's friction there already. People are trying to make a stand against the club. I think that the message behind the club is, if we all stand, they can't ban us all. And it's sort of a mass protest against excessive force from the club. And what happens is these security people come in every now and then I'm going to tell you a couple of things that I see as well. These security forces come in, and I mean security, not stewards, but security, who are supposed to be there for people's safety, and they come in and they excessively tell people to sit down. They sit there, they're dragging them down, they're telling people to sit down, they're getting into arguments, getting into fights, which is causing friction and tempers to fray in the crowd, which is overspilling towards each other when somebody don't agree with what they're doing, which fortunately some people do, and some people don't. They're taking it out on each other, and that's why the fights are breaking out. That's my personal opinion, and that's not fact, but that's why I think it's happening. So excessive forces from the security is forcing tempers to flare. And can you blame these? You've got these groups of security men coming in excessively telling people to sit down. They don't really know what they're doing. They've obviously got no experience with football and athletics, and concerts are a lot different. It's a different ball game when it comes to football. People have been drinking all day. The football culture is a bit more edgy. It's a bit more, it's a bit more tribal than athletics. You can go and tell somebody athletics to sit down and they'll probably sit down, but when it comes to football, people are passionate at football. People are overhyped. Some of them have drunk too much, whatever reasons that they've got to do that. So that's the reason why I think this is happening. Now, how can this be eradicated? Now, stop sending out the letters, for one. Get some security guards and stewards that really know what they was doing. If you'd have had this sort of thing at Upton Park a few seasons ago, people fighting, these issues would have been dealt with in seconds. Now it's taking... I watched, personally, from the East Stand Upper, I watched a fight going on for 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes the other day, and nothing seemed to be getting done. People just sitting there. You've got stewards filming things on their phones. I've also heard reports, I'm not confirming them because I haven't personally seen them, but I've also heard reports from people that are getting these security teams coming down when we'd scored goals and when people were celebrating, and it's just the timing of things like that. But then I've also heard that security and stewards are goading West Ham fans when we was losing and standing there laughing at them. So there's definite issues there. There's definite issues. And how can this be resolved? Now, what I would say is one of the first ways to resolve this is don't send the security teams down there to tell people to sit down. If you've got an issue with standing and you've got people persistently standing, whether it's right or wrong, I'm not ready to comment on that. But if you want to clamp down on it, this is what to do. Stop the life bans. Stop the threat of a life ban and throwing people out and causing friction. At the end of the day, this is football. We pay our money. Not that we can stand up all the time, but there's certain times and events that happen within games that get you pumped, get you energetic, get you get the adrenaline pumping through you. So I don't think the stewards and the security really got that understanding of that sort of thing. If there is anyone persistently standing, don't send these big security forces to wade in, willy-nilly upsetting people and arguing with people and goading people. Get them on the CCTV, send them a letter. A life ban is way too much. You pay £500, £600 for a season ticket in that section of the stadium, what I'm talking about now. To be told, well, that's gone now, you've broke the terms and conditions, it's too much. Send them a letter, give them a sort of a free strike rule, and let's define between what is excessive standing and what's acceptable, because there are times when people are going to stand at football, and that's why I think the issues are arising. I don't think they quite understand about the times when people want to stand. Catch them on the CCTV, identify the seat number, identify the aisle, send them a letter in the post saying, look, you've been seen standing, address it personally, not one of these stupid letters that we got on the eve of the game on Saturday. Address it personally to that person. Look, you've been seen excessively standing. We can understand that parts of the game people are going to stand, but you've been seen standing all game. Please refrain from doing this. Be wary of people around you. Be sympathetic to people that do want to sit down, and take time to sit down. And if they do it again, send them another letter saying, look, this is the second strike. If you do it again, you're going to get a couple of game ban, say a 3-game ban. If they keep on doing it, send them the ban. Just say, look, we've warned you twice. You persist to stand. You're now not going to be able to attend the next 3 games. And hopefully the message will get through. Now, people are going to stand together in this sort of thing when it comes to the protests. It's excessive. Life bans and sending these security teams are excessive. You talk to the people individually, they might have more understanding. So that's what I think we should be doing. That's what I think West Ham United should do. If you're I mean, I'm no security. I used to work security years ago, but nothing like that. I used to work for a company called APS Security. Lot of experience in football. Used to manage Wembley. Used to manage a couple of other football grounds, you know, and sort out the crowds there. So they've got an understanding of crowds. So I've got a sort of an understanding of crowds. You know, you pick these people out individually and talk to them individually, you're going to have more success than wading in the middle of, you know, 400, 500 people who all screaming and shouting at people, and it just causes that friction. So that's my suggestion on how we can deal with this. Now, eventually, we should be looking at, as a Premier League in a whole, at a safe standing. You know, they do it in Scotland, they've done it in other parts of the world. People, you know, things in Germany and things like that, you know, they've still got actual standing without seats. So that's what they should be doing. I know that obviously there's a big issue with what happened at Hillsborough, but Hillsborough was 27 years ago now. You know, it was a long time ago. Safety and, well, I say safety and stewarding is improved, obviously not West Ham, but in a majority of the cases it has improved. And the standards of grounds and things like that have improved as well. Definitely something we should be looking at doing. Maybe we could start up a petition, get other clubs to sign it, you know. Obviously I don't know how the Liverpool fans would think about this, but we have to take that in consideration as well. So maybe they should be talking about it rather than sort of dismissing it altogether and things like that. But as well as the stewarding in West Ham's go, it's a lot of improvement. What I said they should have done from the very get-go is bring people into up to, you know, employed by the club, not sack anyone at the Olympic Stadium, but bring them in alongside the stewards at the Olympic Stadium to sort of train them on the job. You know, there's still going to be people there from Upton Park who know how to deal with these people, have dealt with these people for years and years and years. You know, some of the stewards there worked there for 30 years. You know, I worked there as a steward once. I'm not ashamed to admit it. Back in 17, 18 years ago when I was a young kid, I worked there. And people, you know, they've built up a rapport with the crowd and things like that. Brand new people in the stadium never ends up well, you know. And I've also heard stories of, you know, bowling stewards that have gone into this new company, and the pay's very low, by the way, and I do know that for a fact, being stuck on lift duty and guarding some out rear gates while their new breed are out there trying to sort out crowds that they're not used to doing. That's stupidity to me. That's something not West Ham got to look at, but the company that provide the security and stewards for the Olympic Stadium. But West Ham could take it upon themselves to employ their own stewards. You know, they've made a lot of money saving. So let's pay the people proper money. Let's get them over, and you know, just stop the nonsense. Let's stop this nonsense. Let's bed into the new stadium. Let's enjoy it, and let West Ham be West Ham. You know, there's no need to keep on trying to silence the crowds and making them sit down. There's no need for that. You know, send them letters. Anyway, that'll be it. Don't forget to check out all the rest of our content coming up during the week. I hope this video reaches somebody with a bit of common sense, because it doesn't seem like common sense is prevalent at the minute. If you can, share this and forward it on to people if you agree with it. If you don't agree with it, leave comments in the comment section down below on any better suggestions you've got for sorting out these issues. Anyway, I'm Nicky Hawkins, West Ham Fan TV. Come on, you irons.